can I tell you, I am not the person that's aware of side effects.
You don't know what a side effect is?
I would never pick out a side effect. When you're a big drinker, you have so many side effects on a daily basis that you just go, well, I guess that's because I'm an alcoholic.
100%. Cheers.
All right. Oh, man.
How do you meet celebrities? Like, how do you get these people for Tom Talks? Do you know these people? Like the music guy?
Talib Kweli?
No, the other music
Christian
guy.
Han?
The guy in the, yeah. How did you know that guy?
I didn't know him. I was put on to his live, the session live IG is the page. So I was told about it. Oh. And then I went and I listened, like I watched him do a couple sessions and I commented a couple times.
Yeah.
And he was shouting me out on those. So then when he did that, I just messaged him. And then he jokingly on one of the sessions was like, yeah, got to get on the podcast sometime. And I was like, let's do it.
That's the funniest one.
Now we're going to do a live show together.
Dude, you know what I'm doing in a couple weeks? I probably have already done it.
What?
Is 85 South.
Oh, those guys are great.
I cannot fucking wait. Here's my problem, though, is like I wonder if I'm such an old hip-hop fan that I won't relate to them at all.
No, you'll be fine. Are you doing it?
Yeah, I talked to Carlos. Carlos texted the other day. Pull up Carlos Miller.
Yeah.
I think it's Carlos Miller.
Yeah, it's with a K.
K, Carlos. Type in his Twitter real quick. Go to his Twitter. Twatter. By the way, these guys are fucking playing legit arenas right now.
They're doing big stuff.
They're doing we're doing keep scrolling until you see him reply to me. He goes, "Is this true?" Probably would have been easier to go to my fucking Twitter.
Yeah.
It's very definitely easier to go to my Twitter. And then you'll get a kick out of this.
Okay.
Go to my Twitter and it's like it's got to be the top. Oh, there you go. Okay. Click that link. So go to scroll up and then read that one. Read the top one and then read the top one.
It says,
where he's
I'm with
doing gag.
Yeah. I'm with them on this bathing. 2 little kids every day is a lot of work. Plus, it can really dry out their skin. If they spend the day outside in the dirt, then they need a bath.
So Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis said they don't bathe their kids. I'm paraphrasing in a very incorrect way right now, by the way. Okay. They said they don't bathe their kids every day.
Can you look that up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Ashton Kutcher and... Okay, this is going to be the perfect storm of bullshit right here. Because Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis went on Dax Shepard's podcast, who has not invited me or you on his podcast. He has not invited either of us on his podcast, despite us sometimes talking shit about him.
Wait, go back one for that quote. I didn't have hot water growing up as a child, so I didn't shower very much anyway.
She grew up in Ukraine, I think.
I wasn't that parent that bathed my newborns ever. All right.
Yeah, so Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher go on Dax Shepard's podcast, and Dax and Kristen Bell were talking about bathing their kids as a nighttime ritual.
Right.
Like, how often do you bathe your kids?
Every night.
Okay, we bathe our kids every day.
Yeah, every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
And they were saying that that's part of their nighttime ritual. And then Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, who everyone listening to this knows, I got mad respect for what they're about to say. Okay. They go, no, we don't bathe our kids. We barely bathe our kids. If there's dirt on them, we'll clean it off, right?
Yeah.
But we're not going to bathe them all the time because that's not part of the thing. And then they just jump into the conversation and they go, we don't shower that much. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis is like, we don't shower that much. And I think, I'm not even, don't quote me on this, but I think Ashton Kutcher says, and pools count as showers. I'm almost certain, don't quote me on that, but I'm almost certain, 100% allegedly, Ashton Kutcher said, if you go in the pool, that's the same as the shower.
Yeah, okay.
I'm certain of he said that.
Let's see. Mission included.
By the way, don't let me forget to tell you my Dax Shepard story, which is another reason we have not been invited on that guy's podcast. We should have him as a guest bear one time.
Sure.
When someone's out of town. And I don't think we'd be good on his podcast. I don't think we want to meet his fans. I think our fans would like him.
Okay.
I don't think all his fans would like what we stand for.
No? What do we stand for?
But we're not like he is. Like he's like good, wholesome.
Is
like,
he?
Yeah. Like I guarantee you, he doesn't call Kristen Bell and go, "Hey, is it okay if I fuck Adrian Ketchik with a strap on, and I'll put it on backwards like a tail and then jerk myself off?" I guarantee you, I'm sure he thinks that.
Yeah.
Like I'm certain Dax Shepard has the same brain we do. I am certain Dax Shepard, if we were in a room with him, we're like, "Yo, man, we're gonna run a train on Adrian Ketchik, and we're gonna do it with dildos, so we're not cheating." I 100% guarantee Dax Shepard's like, I'm in. Like, and then we go, "Should we call our wives?" He's like, "Oh, that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea."
Let me ask you, what's your Dax Shepard story?
Hold on, let's finish with Ashton Kutcher not showering.
Okay, type in Ashton Kutcher.
Showering. Because that's how we get to Carlos Miller. That's how we get to the 85 South show.
Okay. Ashton Kutcher. All right. How about his how about you type in pools count?
Don't type that. Just type that.
Pool
bathing.
Pool bathing.
You saw pool bathing.
Yeah.
Go.
Oh, use instead of a shower.
Yep.
Half of Americans.
And I think I started that trend. I would argue that if you went back 2 years ago, people would be like, "Huh? Pool bath? What's that?"
But did you
I took a pool bath today.
Today?
I'm going to the hospital. I took a pool bath.
You
That's
really
probably bad.
Yeah, you should really take a real shower.
Legit shower.
Yeah,
before I
actually,
get surgery.
2.
I mean, considering I haven't showered in a little bit.
I would take one at night.
Yeah.
And then take one in the morning.
Before I
What
go.
time are you? What time are you supposed to check
2:20, 2:40.
in? Okay, here's what you should do. You should take a shower tonight, a real one.
Yeah.
And then in the morning, after you do whatever you want to do,
Yeah.
take a shower.
Okay.
Also, 2:20 is your check-in.
Yeah.
So you can actually have breakfast. Don't forget that too.
Why?
'Cause you can get up really early and eat.
Like what? 4 in the morning?
Well, what time is your
I'm
surgery?
going to talk to the pre-op today.
Your surgery is going to be at least an hour after, like 3:30 or something, right?
No, my surgery's at 2:40.
Your surgery's at 2:40, so you're
Yeah.
checking in.
At like 1:40.
Okay.
By the way, I'm already getting anxiety just talking about this.
Yeah, no, you can't eat then.
Yeah.
It's 12 hours. Okay.
I'm doing it today. If I can get
But you can have a big dinner.
I'm going to fucking fuck up food tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat like.
What are you going to have?
Pasta. I want to do Italian.
Oh, there you go.
That's probably a bad idea because I might have acid reflux in the middle of the afternoon.
Okay.
I'm ready for I want the cocktail they give me when they just go, I go, "Hey, I'm a little nervous."
Yeah,
and then
they'll do it. They'll do
they
it.
load me up and I go, and then I just want to get to the place. Can I tell you what I want to do also? I told Nadav this last night. He thought it was a good idea. So they go, "All right, we're going to have you count back from 100. And I'm like, no. Red Rocks. I'll be performing there September 8th.
You're going to do a promo?
I do a promo.
For the
going under.
For the operation?
Red Rock, September 8th. I'll be there. There's a few tickets allowed.
It's the best feeling. It is the best feeling.
Is this coming out before September 8th? Thank God.
When you don't you, because when you try to go to sleep, it can, it's hit or sometimes you drift, sometimes, but when it's automatic, like when they'll be like, "Hey man, you like the movies?" And you're like, "Yeah, like it's the best. I love it."
Do you think Bill Cosby's watching this going, "That's what I said.
That's what I used to do.
That's what I said. Don't you like going to
What's your
sleep?"
favorite movie?
Allegedly. Would you see Bill Cosby live?
Now?
Yes. He comes on tour. And I call, hold on, hang on. I call you and I go, "Hey man, I got 2 tickets to Bill Cosby, private box. No one's going to know that we're there." Okay. We walk in the back door. We sit up in the thing and we get to watch the material he's developing about what he's been through. Would you watch him?
Yeah.
You realize it would be so hard to say no to that because if he was like, "I didn't rape people," and you just hear people
Who the fuck
cheering.
was that?
Yeah. Is that not Bill Cosby?
I didn't rape people. No.
Hold it.
And they said that I was raping.
I was a raping and a pudding popping. I'm bad at Bill Cosby. What?
Nothing.
Uh-oh.
Do you think it would be a good show?
I bet me and you as professional comedians would be enthralled.
Yeah.
By his angle. Here's the thing: does he tackle his prison time on stage?
Yeah.
You think he will?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Or do
also
you think
like,
he just doesn't bring it up? And he's like, my brother Russell. I'm bad at a Bill Cosby impression. This is why I didn't do impressions growing up.
you do a lot of good impressions though.
Yeah, like who?
You did Sebastian really well.
Yeah, I do Sebastian great.
Yeah.
I would. There's a lot. It would be hard to not see Bill Cosby because
Would you heckle him?
No, I'm never gonna heckle anybody. I heckled someone the first time I went to a comedy show. I heckled a dude.
You just said I don't ever heckle anybody, and then you got the first time
I flip flop a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, you've known me a long time. You know that I say one thing and then I totally am not.
So wait, you heckled somebody the first time?
I feel bad about it now.
Do you know who it was?
I don't. I can tell you the joke.
Where was the show?
Tallahassee, Florida. I was on a date. I was with my buddy Eddie, and we both brought these two girls, and we were in the front row. And the guy was on stage, and his joke was, the punchline was, it's a styrofoam cooler, right? He was talking about floating down a river with beers, and they were like, you gonna get a raft for that or whatever? And he's like, it's a styrofoam cooler. And it fucking flatlined. And he was like, and it's silent for like 3 seconds. And I hit my buddy Eddie, and I go, oh, it's a styrofoam cooler. And the place erupted. And this guy looked at me and he went, oh, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
You really felt bad in the moment?
I felt bad in the moment. And then I went up to him after and I was like, hey, man, how do you get into comedy? And he was like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I would love it if that guy was like, I mean, he's got to be still alive.
Why?
So I was in college.
That means he has to be alive?
I mean, yeah, we doesn't have to be alive. But it'd be cool if
How old was he at the show?
He was young. He was like maybe 30. It was like the tops.
Okay.
Not much older than 30.
Okay.
I was probably 26, so he might have been 26. He was a young guy. It's a styrofoam cooler.
It's a styrofoam cooler.
Okay. And I was like, and it was silent. I was like, oh, it's a styrofoam cooler.
Oh, it's the worst.
And the place went crazy.
I remember a couple heckles my way early on, like when I was doing like bringer shows. One time I said the punchline. I don't remember the joke. I remember somebody going wah, wah, like that, and I was like, oh. And then
God.
Another time, it was just like not landing well, like a joke, and just hearing somebody go, "Oh God,
oh God,"
and I was like,
there are a few shut down heckles that comics can't bounce back from.
Yeah.
Like, be more funny.
Right.
Or tell a joke.
I mean, you can
bounce back.
You can bounce back. I actually think like being mocked. You ever been like mocked? Like you do something and then somebody mocks you. Like that's pretty brutal. Like if you were making like a face or something and somebody of the audience is like back to you, mocking you. If your joke doesn't go well, is pretty brutal. Man, one time it was another thing. It was a comic, and I remember this guy. He was like this East Side like alt dude.
Yeah.
And he sat in the audience, and I was doing this show, and I was like, "Yeah, you ever been? I don't know. Let's say you've been to Florida?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, I've been there." He was doing that kind of shit where I was like, what are you doing, man?" But that type of thing where it's like basically like mocking you. It's like it throws you off.
Oh. You're gonna have to bleep the word only because I'm not sure if you can say it anymore.
You can say it, but I mean, don't forget
it's the F word. It's the F word.
Oh, okay.
Not fuck, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Just bleep it or don't. But I'm gonna say it. But it's part of the story. So either do or don't. Know that I said do.
Movie doesn't come out for a while.
Actually, I wonder if it was. I wonder if. Oh no. So I go to do a show at the Boston Comedy Club. There's maybe 13 people in the audience, maybe 25 tops. And I'm on stage, and this guy, bald hair, is sitting all by himself on the right wing. He's by himself, sitting just by himself. And I'm telling him my thing, and he just goes, "You're gay." And I look and I go, "What?" And he goes, "Nothing." And I said, "Did you say something?" He goes, "No." And I go, "Okay."
But see, that's like that. The setup already is someone's fucking with you.
Yeah,
which is tough.
Yeah, and so I go back to my act, and he goes, I said you're gay. And I said, hey, man, I heard that. And he goes, I'm not saying anything, man. And I go, bullshit. I'm not an idiot. I saw you. And he goes, no, I'm not. And I go back to my thing, and then he drops the F-bomb, And I go, what? And he goes, it's not me. And I go, listen. He's bald, right? I go, listen, you cancer-having motherfucker. Listen. And I start lighting him up, like, because he's bald, he's skinny.
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, man, it's not me. And I go, I'm watching you say it. And he goes, it's not me. It's the asshole behind me. And my buddy from high school, Hank, pops up behind me. He goes, what's up, buddy? And I was like, motherfucker, Hank. And he goes, that was good, huh? That was good. I was like, fuck, I just lit some guy up. And my buddy's hiding behind him going, you're gay.
And then that guy was like, I do have cancer.
Yeah, I think he did. And I think he got really upset. He was going through chemo, and it was a fucking shit show.
He deserved it,
those
man.
shows weren't fucking taped back in the day. Summer is winding down, and so is its carefree nature. Ease back into reality by seeing how much you can save on your home auto insurance. This summer, you probably want to do stuff like go on evening swings, have swims, got popsicles on a hot day, rub the dog's belly. You probably don't want to overpay for home and auto insurance. You got a list of things that you got to do. Your haircut, your office, organized. Auto and home insurance is on that list, but they can help with you. It's never a bad time to find ways to bundle your home and auto insurance and save coverage on Policy Genius. They've saved customers an average of $1,250 per year on what they're paying on their home and auto insurance. They saved new customers an average of $435 on auto insurance. They've saved new customers an average of $350 on home insurance. Get started. It's easy. First, head to policygenius.com/cave and answer a few quick questions about yourself, your property. Then Policy Genius is going to take it from there. They're going to compare all the rates from America's top insurers, and then Policy Genius team is going to find some ways for you to save some more, including bundling your home and Odyssey policies. Odyssey's policies. Auto policies. Head to policygenius.com/cave to get started right now. Policy Genius. When it comes to insurance, you want to get it right.
This episode is brought to you by our partner Whoop. We all want to make healthier decisions. We want to sleep better, eat better, live healthier lives, especially with summer coming up. Beach season's around the corner. You want to get a Whoop. It's the fitness track device that gives you such incredible insight into your body that you would otherwise never know. I got to tell you, I am very excited to get my Whoop back on. I've always been a huge Whoop fan, and when I got injured initially, I took it off. I wasn't just laying around. I'm getting more active. I just ordered another battery pack to charge up my Whoop because I think I lost it.
My favorite thing about the Whoop is that you can charge up the battery pack, put it on your Whoop. You never have to take it off your wrist.
Never have to take it off.
All the other ones, you got to take off your wrist, and then you leave, and you're like halfway through your day, you're like, damn it, I forgot my fitness tracker.
And the insight's incredible. There's a strain coach, a sleep coach, lets you know when you need to get some rest, when it's time to get active. For our listeners, if you've been thinking about giving Whoop a shot, there's no better time than today. You can save 15% off of Whoop with the code BEARS. Go to Whoop, WHOOP.com. Use the code BEARS at checkout to save yourself 15% off today. Know yourself with personalized recovery, strain, and sleep insights from Whoop.
Do you know how many times I've asked people if they had cancer on stage, and they've said yes, and I've been like, why would I ask that question? I asked it to a group of women one time. I'll never forget this. I asked it to a group of women one time. I said, I was in Kentucky, Cincinnati Funny Bone.
Yeah.
And I said, they were off to the right, and I said, we're playing around, and I said, so what are you guys on, a family reunion? And they're like, what? And I go, what's up with the shirts? You guys are all wearing the same shirts. And they go, yeah, we're like a team. And I went, what are you guys, like a softball team? And they're like, no, we're like a support team. I go, for like animals? And they're like, no, for each other. I go, what are you guys supporting each other for? And as I say that, I see that they're all bald. And I'm like, what? And then I'm like, ugh. And they're like, we are all breast cancer survivors. And I went, oh, okay. And I'm like, nice. And I go, all you guys beat it? And they're like, well, she's going through it again. And I went, oh. I was like, okay, but you're looking good, right? And she goes, no. And I'm like, but it's like, chances are. And she goes, no, it's not looking good at all. And she's like, that's why we came to a comedy show, to get our minds off it. And I was like, cool. And I'm like, do you guys want to do a shot? and then, of course, you know me. I'm like, but you guys, not you, but like the other ones. She was like, why not me? And I go, because you're going through it. pretty rough right now.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, but I can do a shot. And I was like, are you sure? She goes, I'm putting chemotherapy in my body. I can definitely do a shot.
I can handle alcohol.
And I was like, oh, okay. So I go, why don't I bring you guys on stage? And then I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
God.
I bring them on stage and I'm like, can we all get 5 shots of tequila quickly, very quickly? And then now I got them on stage. I'm like, so like, what's it like? Chemotherapy. And it was just the worst, Tom, the worst crowd work. The only way I pulled out of it is it gets heartfelt. And the woman's telling her story and she's like, this is my second run, whatever, and of it. And she goes, I say, here's the deal. I've really fucked tonight up.
Yeah.
I go, I'm going right back into material after this.
Yeah.
And I go, but I'll give you my phone number. And whenever you're feeling really down, you can call me. And I promise you, I will talk to you and try to make you laugh. And at least if you're feeling down, to get your mind off of it. And
God.
she was like, I appreciate that. So I gave her my phone number. I talked to her at the bar afterwards. We hung out, we drank. And then like a month later, I get a phone call from her. And I'm outside. I'm at the new house. I get a phone call from her. I answer and I go, what's up? And she goes, she was like, I'm having a rough night. And I said, okay. And I said, well, hey, I made a promise. Let's talk. I cracked a beer open. I started talking. And Tom, I talked so aggressively for like 30 minutes. But at the end, I was like, wait, are you still awake? And she goes, I'm done. I'm good. I'm feeling a lot better. What did you just write down?
Things to remind me of.
Okay. Yeah. And so I was like,
I'm feeling better. You did it. You did it.
I'm feeling good, man. I'm done. And just hung up on me. Never heard from her again. I wonder if I got her on my phone.
I did. I did.
I guarantee you I got Cancer Lady in here. I guarantee you I got Cancer Lady in here.
I did a cancer fundraiser. And do you know what my opening line? So it was somebody who had stage 4 cancer. And my opening line, this was a packed place. My opening line was, give it up for so-and-so. They have stage 4 cancer. And I go, you know what the good thing about stage 4 cancer is? And everybody was like this. And I go, there's no such thing as stage 5. And it bombed so hard. And Nate Craig?
Yeah, I do.
He was there. And I was able to like go into material. And I was like, afterwards I go, did you hear what I opened with? And he goes, you mean when you flatlined?
You hear what I opened with? I told a story the other night. We did a Call in Sick to Work show in Tampa, and I was fucking wasted. And a guy just stands up in the front row, and he goes, I have stage 4 bone cancer. And it's silent. And I go, I don't know. What does that mean? He goes, not good, man.
Yeah.
Not good. And I said, how long? And he was like, I don't know. 2 months. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, fuck it, man. Let me buy you a drink. What do you want? And he was like, rum and Diet Coke. I go, why are we going diet, man? Like, you got 2 months. Like, put the weight on. Yeah. Big laugh. And then within 30 minutes, he fell and cracked his head open. And they brought an ambulance and they pulled him out. And he died like 2 months later. His son texted me. He's like, my dad was the guy that stood up at your show. He's dead. Guy was fun as fuck. One night, me and him walked out on stretchers. I was fucking blackout drunk. I told this also to Nadav. Blackout drunk, and my dad picked me up. He took me to his new house. They had bought a new house, and I'd never been there. Yeah. And I woke up in the late afternoon, not knowing where the fuck I was, because I'd never been to this house. And I'm like, where the fuck am I? And I'm walking around going, like, I've never seen this. Whose house am I in? And then I see pictures of me as a child. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I passed out at a superfan's house. My dad walked in. He goes, what are you doing? I go, what the fuck are you doing here? He's like, oh, this is a new house. I was like, motherfucker.
Oh, my God. And I told you the one about the shirt. I told you the shirt story, right? No. Where I bought a shirt of this black dude on a T-shirt, and I thought it was Penny Hardaway at first. And
I thought it was Penny Hardaway.
Yeah, and then I got it. I was like, that's not Penny Hardaway. And then, but anyways, I wore it, and it was like published online for something. And it turns out it was a shirt to honor a guy who loved this shirt company, and he was dead, and his family contacted me, and they were like, we saw you wearing this shirt, we really appreciate it. And I was like, oh yeah, of course.
It's a cool shirt. Thanks,
Cool
man.
shirt. And then I go to do a show, and like 30 of them show up in the shirt, right? And I was like, and then the club,
my God.
the club is like, hey, they're here. And I'm like, who's here? And they're like, the shirt people. And I was like,
Oh my God.
what am I supposed to do? And they were like, I don't know. Like, they're here for you. They said that like they're so
What
excited.
a great way to sell tickets.
And I
You Google Cleveland, Ohio,
Ah.
and then you type in memorial services.
dude, you get that shirt, dude. So after the show, they're like, the staff's like, they want to meet you and take a picture with you. And I go, yeah, of course. And we all get together.
No.
Yeah,
Do you still have this picture?
it's somewhere. And I was like, hey, thanks for coming. And they go, yeah, we really appreciate it. And they're like, so like, what did he mean to you? And I was like,
I don't know. He's one of the best.
so much.
One of the best power forwards.
I was like, he was so cool. And they like were waiting for like more of a story.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, I thought he was a different black guy.
I thought I was talking to Annie.
Yeah.
I was talking to his roommate.
Yeah. Why don't you tell that story?
Nope.
Tell it. No. Tell it.
So Annie is an African American that works at this studio, and as luck would have it, his roommate's also an African American. And I saw Annie. Usually he's the only black guy here, so I see Annie. I ended up commenting on his hair that he looked like he lost weight or whatever, and then I go out to the lobby and Zolo's talking to his roommate.
Yeah,
Ash, who I think is Annie, and I'm on my phone, and they're talking about Austin and like where to live and like what the places in Austin, and I'm just commenting in the story, talking to Annie as if he's doing, and then I look up and I was like, what the fuck? And then I was like, where did you guys get another one from? Like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, two in here? You got to fucking put a bell on one of them. I got to keep track of which one's which. Does that sound bad? I mean it that way, Anyway, I was like, I did the whole time, and then who did I tell? Who did I tell privately? I was like, I thought that was Annie. Was it Zola? I was like, I thought that was Annie the whole time.
You told me.
Oh yeah, I told you. I told you. I was looking at my phone, so I wasn't like staring at him. I was looking at my phone.
No, we walked outside, and you're like, I was talking to that guy the whole time. I thought it was Annie.
Yeah, and then I told them last night. I told
Oh, okay.
Annie and Ash last night. I think I did. I don't know.
Did you drink it last night?
I didn't drink. I'm not drinking. I may quit forever. It's weird. Life sober kind of sucks.
Really?
Yeah, someone tells you a story and you just go, cool, man. Not
What
the
about-
best story I've ever heard.
Edibles?
Yeah.
Weed?
No,
You smoke it?
No, I didn't. I'm not doing anything.
No, I'm saying, will you smoke weed?
Maybe. I'm gonna see how long I can stay off booze. 'Cause I'm gonna be eating pills for a pretty heavy period of time.
How are you gonna tell them you're in major pain?
Oh my god. Whoever doesn't say they're in major pain?
Yeah.
Like I remember when they were like, "What's your pain at?" And you're like, 9. And I go, "There's a 10 on there. Why wouldn't you just say 10?"
I know.
Like, why didn't everyone say 10?
I know.
It's 10. It's 10. It's always 10.
You know what you should do?
What?
Like when you get out, be like, I'm in so much pain. I heard there's this thing. Is it called
And
And they'll be like, you're in that much pain. And be like, mm-hmm.
I mean, when they come in, I'm like, I just tried to get up and I fell on my arm. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I'm going to need more. Dude,
Yeah.
the things they ask you in surgery,
Yeah.
like if you're about to have surgery, here's the problem is I could answer yes to any of them, kind of.
You're gonna lie about the pre-op stuff?
No, but like you like, have you ever had any problems with anesthesia? Nausea, vomiting, dizziness, headaches, low blood pressure? I've never had anesthesia, right?
Right.
Do you have any blood relatives that have had problems with anesthesia? And you're like, I don't fucking know.
Well, that's a no. That's fine.
Okay. Any post-operative complications? I don't know. I've never done any of this.
Yeah, you're fine.
You get through
So
the
far.
first chunk, and then it's like high blood pressure, heart disease, angina,
Yes.
murmurs. I've had high blood pressure. And
You're
they're like-
telling them yes.
And then they go, if you say yes to any of these, you can't go into surgery.
Well, you're gonna say yes to high blood pressure.
I did, but my blood pressure is okay right now.
You suffer from high blood pressure.
I take medication.
Which you should tell them that.
I kind of did. And then I did.
Okay.
Asthma. Like these are the ones. Asthma, sleep apnea. I don't know. I'm asleep
Say
when it
yes.
happens.
Say yes.
Say yes to sleep apnea?
Yeah, because they'll The anesthesiologist is going to ask you anyways before you go under, and you should definitely tell the truth.
So I think I might. Let me just call her and tell her.
Hey, it's Lucy. How you doing?
Hey, it's Bert again. Hey,
Hello.
just so you know, I don't know if I have sleep apnea, but I probably do. I snore really bad.
Oh man, you're killing me. Okay, well let's say no since you haven't been diagnosed with it.
Okay.
Okay.
But okay, so because of your hypertension, you are gonna need the full medical clearance, like I was telling you.
Yeah.
I called both of your doctor's offices, and your cardiologist is out of the country, which I don't know if you knew that or not.
I did not.
No worries, but his nurse practitioner is available to see you today.
See me today?
Yeah, see you today.
I-
They're going to need to.
Oh, wait.
To clear you for surgery.
All right, let me call you back, Lucy. I'll call you back in like 30 minutes, okay?
Cool.
All right, bye-bye. I have a fucking insanely swamped day now. This is the fucking longest day of my fucking life. They've got to clear me for surgery. Dude, this sucks so fucking much. I mean, it's like, how bad do I need a left arm? You start saying that to yourself. How the fuck does anyone do this? Like a regular person. Like a regular person, how do you get cleared for surgery?
The same way you're going to get cleared. You just answer the questions, and then they tell you what you need to get cleared on.
And I get white coat syndrome. So
What's
like
that?
when they take your blood pressure, I get nervous and it goes up.
Oh.
I'm not getting surgery tomorrow.
You don't think so?
I bet I'm not.
You think your blood pressure will be too high for it?
I'm certain I'm going to go in and be nervous as fuck. And I've had
Tell them.
fucking 9 cups of Black Rifle Coffee Company. She's like, you're going to need to see them today to get cleared. Shut the fuck up. I got this. I got 2 meetings. I got to cancel the meetings. I got to just fucking
The
cancel
meetings
the
can be
Yeah.
pushed.
All right, I'll just cancel the meetings.
Easy.
Fuck it. Dax Shepard. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. This is what gets me into a dark place is thinking about this surgery.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. That's why we went so dark at the end of last week's podcast. It's because I got this fucking looming goddamn surgery where I think I go, all right, here's the story. So we talked about Dax a long time on the podcast. I don't even remember what we said, but the people at Dax's podcast sent me an Armchair Expert shirt as a joke, and I thought it was funny. I wore it.
Is it a joke?
It's like just sent me a shirt.
Okay.
Like here's a shirt. I
Yeah.
don't know. You guys were talking about it. I don't know what we said about the podcast. I don't really remember. But I'm certain, it was whatever we thought was funny at the time.
Right.
Hopefully they found it funny this time. But I've always had this thing. So I follow him on Instagram. I follow him I follow his wife on Instagram, and I get a kick out of him. I listen to his podcast. His podcast where he relapsed was pretty fucking fascinating.
Yeah.
It was really fascinating. So
That's where you came clean that he'd been using.
yeah,
It's pretty wild.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
So we're doing construction in our house, and one of our vendors, I won't say, Dax will know exactly what I'm saying, but one of our vendors, for some reason, their project isn't coming in at time when it should be already done, and he says to Leanne, who has never heard of Dax Shepard in her life, right? He says to Leanne, as if this will calm her down. She's really upset, and he goes, well, we're doing Dax Shepard's house. And she goes, who the fuck is Dax Shepard? And he goes, you don't know who Dax Shepard is? And I go, and now I'm following Dax Shepard on Instagram. And so I know that he's on vacation with his wife. Yeah. And so it makes sense. I go, I guarantee you they were like, hey, we're going on vacation. Do this while we're out of town.
Right.
And then so when we come back, it's done and we don't have to have fucking construction in our house.
Yeah.
And so he's saying that, and I go, oh, cool. And Leanna goes, what are you going to side with him for? And I go, well, he's doing Dax Shepard's house. And she goes, and in my head, I'm going, well, that means we got a good vendor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Leanne doesn't know. And she goes, fuck Dax Shepard. Just goes on this rant of and I'm just sitting there giggling so hard, and I recorded all of it. I was going to put it on Instagram and tag Leanne and tag Dax Shepard and tag Kristen Bell. But Leanne made me take it down.
Why?
Because she found out who Dax Shepard was. She was like, well, I like Kristen.
You still have it now?
No, I fucking
deleted it?
I recorded it on Insta Stories, and then she made me delete it.
Oh,
but she was like, and then I had to listen to her realize that Kristen Bell, who Leanne and the girls think is like a fucking goddess, right? They love Kristen Bell. I had to listen to them try to figure out how Kristen Bell would have ever found Dax Shepard. They were like, where did those two meet? She was like, he was on Punk'd, right? And I was like, he's done other stuff since.
Yeah.
I was like, he's got one of the biggest podcasts in the world. She's like, he has a podcast? And I was like, yeah, and we're not going to fucking start a war with Dax Shepard over a fucking whatever the fuck it is. She was like, I don't know if it was, but it was such a funny, considering
She'd never heard of him, really?
she's never heard of Dax Shepard. But I mean, it's like,
Yeah, I get. I
if
get
you're a
it.
fucking 50-year-old woman, how the fuck are you going to hear about?
You love jabbing that she's 50.
She's 51.
Oh, 50.
By the time this podcast comes out, yeah.
Yeah. Summer brings those priceless moments where you can just kick back with some friends and grab a few cold beers. Man, does it ever. You know what I really miss the most?
What?
Is like as a barbecue, a summer barbecue.
Oh my
Grilling
God.
out, you know, like getting some ribs and burgers. And,
Murdering a hot dog behind everyone's back.
come on. Yeah. And then be like, I haven't eaten yet.
Yeah. And making your burger first and eating it and then going, who wants burgers? And then you go, oh, I think I'll try one too. God, man, I have so many barbecue murdering cold beers in the hot sun
And
with your
there's-
shirt wide open.
Oh, it's the best. And then you grab a beer, man. You got to grab a beer. You deserve moments like that. So when you're craving good vibes and great memories, grab your beer, grab your friends, and grab something you can depend on. Miller Lite. Great taste, only 96 calories. Miller Lite is brewed with beer lovers in mind. So next time you're getting ready to enjoy cold ones with your crew, go to MillerLite.com/cave to find delivery options near you, or you can pick some Miller Lite up pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
This podcast is brought to you by the coffee I have in this mug right here. Black Rifle Coffee Company. One of the things I pulled away from Travel Channel is passion. Find passion. Find passionate people that are passionate about things, and you don't have to do a thing. And man, I listen to these guys talk on Rogan about how much they love coffee, but when they were over in Afghanistan, that they were getting these beans and like the way they talked about it, I was like, dude, we're getting Black Rifle Coffee. Me and my wife got bags delivered. We bought them. They're now a sponsor. We bought them. And that's the only coffee we buy. And it was because how passionate this guy, Evan Hafer, was. He's a U.S. Special Forces op. And now they have these great cold brew in the morning, all day, even throughout the day. You just drop 2 packs in cold water, let it steep for 24 hours, and enjoy their classic JB roast over ice. That is what I have right now. And it is freaking awesome. I gave it to my daughter. She goes, is this real coffee or fake coffee? I went, oh, it's real fucking coffee. They've got cocoa and vanilla aromas, rich tasting notes and finishes. It's awesome. Just get Black Rifle Coffee. Go to blackriflecoffee.com/bears today to get their new cold brew packs. Use code BEARS at checkout. Make your mornings better with Black Rifle Coffee. That's blackriflecoffee.com/bears and use code BEARS at checkout.
When did she turn 51?
August 20th?
You get her something cool?
No. Well, I mean, I still have time.
What are you going to get her?
No, I don't know. Nothing. I might be dead.
True.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to get a gift from a dead guy. What if you ship it? Like order something today.
I should write a letter, put it in the mail,
There you go.
and be like, hey, if you're reading this, I'm dead.
Don't ever fuck anyone else.
Don't ever fuck anyone. We got to
Love
get out of
Bert.
the darkness. See, this pulls me into the darkness. When I think about this, I start going, I have such a
What? Just
propensity
write
for
her a thing like, I
morbidity-
want you to be
morbidity.
happy. I want you.
No,
to,
I don't want her to. I want her to be happy, not now. I want to be happy in like 2 years. Take some time to
Well,
mourn
write
me.
that. Mourn my death, but then I want you to celebrate and live life like every day is your last. And
Stop. Let's. This is going to pull me into darkness. Let's go. Let's go towards the light and talk about what tattoos we're going to get.
tattoos.
To cover up our scars.
What's tattoos?
Tattoos. That's how you say it. Tattoos. What tattoos are we going to get to cover up our scars?
I have 3, so it's gonna be pretty fucking big.
Ooh, 6s. 666.
Pretty cool idea.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And then be like, it was to cover up a scar. Bullets. Knives. Like Boss Rutan. Not Boss Rutan.
Conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
know, like one will be like, we didn't land on the moon. And
Yeah.
The other one's like, don't get vaccinated.
Don't get vaccinated. Vaccinated people.
I got these from vaccines.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You should tell people you got that from vaccines.
Yeah.
Jimmy Dore's going through like legit. Can I tell you what's
Neck
crazy?
pain?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
Jimmy Dore was on Rogan. He was talking about his vaccine side effects.
Did you get side effects?
Can I tell you, I am not the person that's aware of side effects.
You don't know what a side effect is?
I would never pick out a side effect. When you're a big drinker, you have so many side effects on a daily basis that you just go, well, I guess that's because I'm an alcoholic. Like you never go like, yeah, my neck hurts. I wonder if that's from the vaccine.
Yeah.
You're like, I just slept wrong. And then you're like, I keep sleeping wrong. And then, by the way, my neck has been hurting, but I don't know if it's from sleeping wrong. I don't know. I wonder, can I tell you what? I've been dizzy lately. Like dizzy. Like when I lay my head down on the pillow, it takes a second for my head to go.
But has it been cloudy outside?
Dude, that's what I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah.
Can I tell you? They were like.
And windy?
We have a sponsor who I think it's deep sleep, deep cream. Anyway, one of the things they put in there is magnesium. One of the biggest things in Serbia is magnesium powder. They're like, you need magnesium powder. Magnesium. Dude, what if I have fucking sleep apnea? Motherfucker. Do you have sleep apnea?
Well, I think I've never been diagnosed,
Yeah.
and I don't sleep with, but I sleep with a mouth guard. So, like, if I get asked, like, for anesthesiologist asked me, I'll be like, yeah, I sleep with a mouth guard.
And so what do they do?
They just know that, and they know that, like, well, since you have a propensity to, like, sleep like that if you're unconscious with anesthesia, maybe they need to use something to prop your throat open so that you don't die.
This is fucking. By the way, I was totally cool until this. I was totally cool with this fucking procedure. I'm postponing it. I'm just going to postpone it.
Really?
I don't want to do it. What the fuck? Like, there's got to be. I keep going. There's got to be people. I watch my 600-pound life.
Yeah.
There's people on my 600-pound life that get anesthesia.
You're fine, dude. You're going to be fine. I'm telling you, it's the best. Just go into it,
Unless you
man.
fucking die.
You're not going to die, dude. You're going to be fine.
It's just her going, you're killing me. And I'm like, let's not use
You're
those
fine.
words.
You're not going to die. There's only like a 1 in 6 chance you die.
It's 1 in 200. I did
1
the
in
math.
200.
Pull up odds of getting struck by lightning. I want to find out all the odds I have.
Oh,
of
yeah.
being this.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah. Odds of dying crazy deaths. Okay. It's not.
God damn.
Wow,
That's pretty high. That's higher than I thought.
yeah, it's a lot higher.
What are the odds of you dying under anesthesia?
By the way, can I tell you, I always think I'm about to be stuck. 1 in 200. It's 1 in 200.
That's it?
Yeah. I know. When you look at the lightning.
No.
1 in 4?
1 to 4 deaths per 10,000. Hey, those are great odds, man.
It's less than lightning. And by the way, I'm terrified of lightning. I am terrified of lightning.
Really?
Like, if you told me that anesthesia was like lightning, I'd be like, fuck that room.
No.
Fuck that room.
Scroll down. See if there's any more on that. Click that first one.
Oh, it's
Dude.
it's more than, it's 100,000. I thought it was 200.
Yeah, and you're not going to, like, brain damage as a result is so rare that the risk is not even put into numbers. So you're definitely not going to have brain damage.
Okay. The risk of dying during anesthetic is extremely small. For a healthy person having planned surgery, that's kind of me, around 1 person may die from every 100,000 general anesthetics given. All right, do shark attacks now. These are things I'm afraid of.
Okay.
So I'm going to know if I should be afraid of this.
Yeah.
Is it 1 in...
Oh, my God.
So wait, hold on. This is making anesthesia that much scarier.
Right.
It's 1 in 3.7 million.
Yeah.
That is like... But are they...
What do you have the highest odds of dying from? Do you know
It's got
what I
to be
mean?
a car crash. Odds
All
of
right.
dying in a car crash.
Yeah.
Go to odds of dying chart.
Oh, 1 in
1 in
107.
107?
Those are high odds.
Especially if you drive like an asshole. Accidental poisoning to... I've almost done that to my family. I almost poisoned my family. Did I ever tell you about that?
No.
Leanne was when we were doing renovations. She goes, hey, you got to go out and get we were cooking on a camping sterno thing.
Yeah.
Go out and get the camping thing and leak the propane. Don't get off this chart. And I said, okay. So I went out and I got it and I brought it in the house and I turned it on to bleed out the line. And it just kept going and going and going and going. And she goes, hey, did you turn off the propane? And I was like, no. She goes, you're just leaking propane into the house? And I was like, I guess. She was like, motherfucker, open a window. And I was like, okay. So I turned off the propane. I've already leaked out a whole canister of propane in our house. And I'm like, and then she just goes to sleep. I'm like, great, she's dead. Like, she just died.
Yeah.
And then I shut my daughter's doors because I was like, I don't want them to die. Like,
Yeah.
Leanne and I are living in the living room. The girls are in George's room. I shut their door. And then I was like, and I opened the windows, but I was like, fuck, man, what do I do? Because and then I read about propane. Propane falls to the ground. So my girls are both in bunk beds. They're good.
Yeah.
Leanne and I are on a bed. We're close to the ground. We're not good, but we're not as bad as who I moved to the ground. The cat. I was like, we'll put the cat on the ground. If the cat dies, then I know we need to get the fuck out of the house, right? It's my canary in the mine. So I put the cat on the ground. I wait like fucking 20 minutes, and the cat's still fucking moving around. I was like, all right, we're good, and I passed out.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty good, right?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
What are the go to the maybe the statistics thing? Does that have better? There's got to be things that have high odds, right? Okay. Can you scroll in on that? Heart disease. Well, it's not like a 1 in thing, but these are all they're all medical things. Is there
Get off this shit. That's how everyone's
chart?
going to die. Wait, what's Alzheimer's?
What are the odds of dying each day? 30-year-old man has 1 in 260,000 chance.
30-year-old woman has
1 in 583,000 chance. A 55-year-old man has a 1 in 46,000 chance of dying.
Yeah, but put in what are the odds of being a 30-year-old white man? I guarantee you those are different.
Sure.
I guarantee you it's called privilege. It's one of the things that we've been learning over the past year.
Yeah.
It's
odds of. Okay.
What was the phrase that you wanted? Odds of dying as a
But
30...
no, type this in. Highest odds of dying. Just type that in. Yeah. There you go.
all preventable causes of death, 1 in 24. Chronic low
Hit the more rows.
Suicide, 1 in 88.
Damn.
Wait, I have, those are fucking high odds.
Is this it here? Heart disease. What?
1
in
7?
6?
Oh, this is
Lifetime odds. Oh,
these are lifetime odds.
okay.
Opioid overdose. Suicide's 1 in 88. So you're telling me
You're
there's
more
more of a
likely.
chance I'll kill myself than I'll die tomorrow.
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
I don't know. You get bad reviews on the movie.
Ooh, die from falling. Die from falling.
Die from falling.
That's you.
Yeah. Motor vehicle crash. 1 in 107 is astonishing. Pedestrian incident. We don't even know what that means. 1 in 543.
Getting hit by a car. A bicyclist. Bikes.
There you go.
Sunstroke. 1 in 84. Electrocution, radiation, extreme temperatures and pressure.
Sharp objects. 1 in 29,334. That's kind
These are all really fucking achievable. Dog attack.
But look at
lightning.
that lightning one's much higher than the other statistic we saw.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, here's the thing is that there's a huge swath of the population that has no risk of dying from lightning. And then you go to Florida and you're like, all those people's odds are way higher.
You know that my trainer, the athletic trainer at my high school, who taped my ankles up, football practice and in games, she eventually, after I graduated high school, went to college, she became the athletic director of my high school. She died. She got struck by lightning.
For real.
On our field. Yeah.
She got struck by lightning on your field?
Yeah, she was walking and it got hit and died.
I almost got struck by lightning once. By the way, this is going to sound like a make-believe story. It's going to sound. And by the way, my recollection. I watched this podcast on memories. I'm like, or it was on Netflix. It was about memories, about how people create their own memories. And
was it called the Bert Kreischer story?
I was jogging. Every time you jog in Clearwater, I run out to the end of the island and then back to the island, all the way out to Caladesi and back. And sometimes you'll run to Caladesi and it'll be all bright skies forward. And when you turn around to run backwards, it's a thunderstorm has crept up on your ass. And it is a terrifying sprint to try to beat a thunderstorm. So like you run all the way out and a thunderstorm's coming this way and you got to turn around and run and beat that thunderstorm to your house.
Right.
And I have run fast fucking miles. It's a 4-mile run all the way up to Caladesi and then 2 miles back, or 2 there, 2 back.
Right.
One time I'm running and it is thundering and lightning like crazy and it's not raining yet. It's that weird feeling in the air where you can smell it and you're like, okay.
It's gonna be a big storm.
There's going to be a big storm and someone's getting struck by lightning. And a dude is walking this way. The path to get to our house is like right here. Dude's walking this way. I'm sprinting. I'm listening to Outkast on my headset. And a bolt of lightning hits in between us and fucking pops up. And the guy and I freeze. And we're like, holy fucking shit. And I sprinted. I ran in the house. I go, almost got struck by lightning. Almost got struck by lightning. And my fucking whole family's like, bullshit. And I was like, and then I started not believing myself. I was like, did I just make that up?
Yeah.
Like, I swear to God, a bolt of lightning, not a big one, little one, like a medium bolt, like almost like a.
Did it
like,
leave a mark on the ground?
it was in the sand. So it just.
Yeah.
I swear to God, this is not a make. I wish I could. I should have said to that guy, hey man, can I get your number so I can, when I tell this story in 7 years from now to my buddy, you can be there to back me up.
I wish you would have gotten that number.
God.
Now, speaking of phone numbers, you told me that you got a unexpected phone call when you were in Serbia,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
And it's from somebody who we can't name,
Can't name.
but what is the? Because I actually don't know about the phone call.
Oh.
You didn't tell me. You just said, "Hey."
I texted you and
you
told
said
yeah.
you said, "Wait till you hear about this phone call I got."
Yeah, so I got a phone call from a guy who's a
Yeah, a notable person.
very legit.
Yeah. Sure. You don't have to
person,
go into any
yeah.
more descriptions.
And it's 6 a.m. I want to say maybe it's 10 a.m. Serbia time, 11 a.m. because it was my day off, and we had gone out that night and partied hard as fuck, and I got way too wasted, and I was way in my head. I woke up the next morning and I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? It's my day off, right? So I had worked all week, so I really ramped it up that night, and I just went overboard, and I was like, I didn't pace myself. I'm laying in bed. I feel like shit. I need to run. If I go for a jog, I'll feel better, but I don't have the energy to even go for a jog. I'm just like, ugh. I was like, I just want to go back to bed, but I can't. And I'm like, all right, man, maybe this is rock bottom. Maybe this is where you go, fuck it, I'm done drinking. I'm done drinking for this movie. I'm off. Like, let's fucking clean our lives up. What are we living for? As I'm thinking these thoughts, my phone rings, and I pick it up. I don't recognize the numbers. It's like a 310 number. And I go, hello? And he's like, is this Bert? And I said, it is. He's, do you hate me? And I go, no. I go, who is this? And he says his name.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, wait, man, what are you doing? And he was like, do you hate me? And I said, no. And then he starts crying. And he goes, do you respect me? And I said, yeah. And he goes, do you think I'm funny? And I was like, yeah, I think you're really funny. He's like, am I talented? I was like, I think you're one of the most talented people I've ever seen do comedy in my life. And he's like, would you work with me? And I said, I would. And he goes, thank you, man. Still crying. Thank you. All right. And just hung up.
And this is someone you haven't spoken to this person before? Ever?
I haven't partied with this person ever, but I've hung out with this person.
Why do you think that they
Well, the best part of the story is that I was like, fuck this. I don't have a drinking problem at all.
Oh, right.
I was like, I'm fucking good.
You have partied with them?
I have not partied. I may have once or twice, but not like just at a party and they've been there.
Okay.
Like a rap party for a TV show.
But this was obviously like you haven't talked to this person at all.
And by the way, I'm not even certain this person knew. I wasn't even certain this person knew who I was. Like, I know this person is, and I remember meeting this person a number of times, and going like, oh, this is someone I would say I'm not saying I'm friends with him. I would never say I'm friends with him, but I definitely wouldn't expect. I don't have his phone number. I definitely didn't expect him to have my phone number, and I definitely did not expect his phone call. And it caught me so off guard. I texted you immediately and was like, I just got the weirdest phone call from ... But immediately I was like, all right, as long as I'm not calling people at fucking 4 a.m. crying and being like, do you respect me? Then I'm good.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
Attention listeners across the galaxy, all the way from Australia to Houston, do we have a pube problem? If so, our friends at Manscaped have cleared you for takeoff with their 4th generation and brand new Lawnmower 4.0. Kick your pubes to the next planet with the Performance Package 4.0. The orbits in your pants will feel like you're in zero gravity. When you use the best tools for the job from the leaders in male grooming, join the 2 million men worldwide who have trusted Manscaped and get your rocket ready for takeoff by going to manscaped.com/bears for 20% off plus free shipping. Wow, 2 million. That's 4 million balls minus maybe a few guys that only have one. Still, that's a lot. The Lawnmower 4.0 also has a 4000K LED spotlight.
That thing is invaluable because if you're shaving your nuts over the toilet like I do, it lights up the whole toilet and you can see the hairs.
And you can give it to your partner for your asshole, and they know exactly what is where.
And if you're a real savage, you'll trim your lip with it.
Get 20% off plus free shipping by going to manscaped.com/bears. That's 20% off plus free shipping by going to manscaped.com/bears for a clean Trinity and beyond. Your space balls will thank you.
It's like, you know what's crazy is like, you always, especially as a big drinker, I get bummed out when people tell me they're sober. Like when people go like, oh, I'm sober, I always go, same way I like, this sounds crazy, but I shouldn't say that. But like, I feel like that, like I go, and by the way, I don't care if you drink. I don't care if you drink. Like we go out all the time and or not all the time, but we'll hang out and you don't drink. And I care if I drink. That's what matters to me. And
or I'll have like a drink.
And I go, cool, man. I'm going to drink.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me if you do or don't drink, but certain people, when they don't when it's sad, it breaks my heart when you see people that can't handle it. Really can't handle it. Yeah. And
they're addicts.
And you're like, how can't you just stop that right there?
No.
And then it's just like, it blows my mind because I go, you have stuff to do. Like, I remember watching someone drink. It blew my mind. Such a talented comic. We worked together and in the middle of the afternoon, we go to get lunch and then we find this cigar bar. And I go, let's go have a cigar. We'll have a cigar and a drink, right? It's nice to have a whiskey with a cigar if you slow roll it. So we have a whiskey with a cigar, and then he orders another mid cigar, and I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah.
I didn't get one, but I was like, that's just me.
This is on the road?
It's on the road. And then he gets a beer, and I was like, I'll have a beer with him, and then I go home and I go back to my hotel and go to bed because we have 2 shows that night. And I show up at the club, and they're like, have you seen ... And I go, no. And they're like, well, he's not answering his phone. I go, well, last I checked, he was having a beer. And then all of a sudden, he's gone for the weekend, and I never see him again.
What?
And I'm like,
is somebody I know?
What the fuck? No, you don't. There's someone you know that I've had it happen to other people that where I want one of my really good friends. I remember we went to a baseball game. He'll know who I'm talking about him, and we've talked about this. We're good with it. We're good about it. We went to a baseball game, and we ended up getting fucking lit, right? We have 2 shows that night, but we get lit. So it's in 1 o'clock baseball game, go home, take a nap, power through, get through 2 shows, right?
Yeah.
And we get to the first show, and they're like, where the fuck's ... And I go, oh, fuck. And they're like, he's not answering his phone. He said, we didn't see him for and then he called, and it came in the next day. He's like, I fucked up. And I was like, yeah, but you can... I don't understand. I can't wrap my hand around how you'd fuck up. I'd never let alcohol get in the way of
getting the work done.
Getting the work done. You got to get your work done first. That's number 1. And if you can't get your work done first, then you don't get to drink. You don't get to drink. Yeah. You got to get shit done. I'm always blown away by that.
You got to tell me who these people are.
I'll tell you.
The first and the second.
By the way, the first guy was so funny. He told me a joke that I to this day, if you tell me about that city, the first thing I think about is that joke. Because it was such a good joke, and I was like, man, this guy's really talented, especially in a very lovable working class kind of way. And the second guy I've known for a very long time, and
does he still do stand up?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm almost certain he still does it. I don't know what he's up to. I actually got a text from him yesterday, oddly enough.
Really?
Yeah. He's had some issues on and off the court,
Okay.
But yeah, I'm always blown away. Does that happen with weed? Do you think are there people that lose their life to weed?
Yeah, there are. There's people that are so consumed with it. What it does is, I think, with people who I've been around who go who wake up and can't there are people who can smoke all day and that's how they operate. But I'm saying the people who it adversely affects. I've seen people who it deadens their personality so that they're numb to everything. And I know somebody like that who, you can't call him, a weed addict, but it was somebody who he then stopped, and he's a completely different person. He seems like he's alive. He was basically trying to make himself numb, and it worked. He was numb, but he didn't seem like anything was going on. He didn't react to anything. And that's what he did. He would just get super high all day. And if you were like, let's do anything, he'd have to get like, smoke a whole joint and just be like fucking ripped to do it. And you're like, well, I get it for like it's after the show or like, we're going to see a movie. You want to get, but if he was waking up and it was like from when you wake up till you go to bed, this dude was just like ripped.
See, I love like a good 2-beer buzz, right? Mm-hmm. I think it's like one of the funnest things in the world, and it's cool. It is fun, especially when you're on the road to like let it not if you do it on purpose, but like it really fucks you up. Like if you're the guy that's like, I need a beer with lunch because I had a rough night last night. That I've seen that destroy people. I've seen that. I'll say their names, legit destroy people. But to be caught off guard and be like, you go out to lunch and then all of a sudden the waitress comes up and she's like, hey, the bartender's a fan. We got you a flight of beers. And then you and your opener is like, fuck it, let's kill some beers, right?
Yeah.
Get a little bit of a 2-beer, 4-beer buzz and then go back, take a nap, do your shows.
I can't do that.
I have a hard time doing it, oddly enough. I have a hard time doing it if I'm working because it changes it changes everything for my evening.
I don't like knowing that, like if I'm going to drink during the day, knowing that I have to work that night, it just does something to me psychologically where I'm like, how am I going to feel now? Am I going to want a nap and will I be able to catch that nap? Or am I going to feel like groggy?
Oh, I can catch the nap quick as fuck.
Really?
Oh, it's one of my favorite naps. One of my favorite ones was drinking on radio.
A moment ago, you're like, I have a tough time doing it, man.
No. By the way, I used to do it so much on when I was doing the road. I used to do it so much on Thursday, Friday, where I'd go in, do radio, drink on radio, and be chaos to sell tickets throughout the week that I could shut it down. There were times I didn't shut it down where I'd just go till like fucking 4 and then just pass out at 4, wake up at 8, go to the show. And it was some of the funnest shows I've ever had because then you just power through and you keep drinking through the night.
Yeah.
Not on the first show, but on the second show. But man, drinking on radio, I've had some of the funnest fucking times where it's just absolute. I remember drinking on Cowhead one time and Andrew WK was there. And I was like, oh, we are getting fucked up. And then he was like, oh, I'm not drinking. I was like, what? And he was like, I don't drink during the day. And I was like, it was like finding out that Jesus was just a good magician.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't drink? He's like, no, it's like a brand. I'm not drinking. I was like, you're Andrew WK.
Yeah.
Like you're the party animal. And he was like, yeah, I have my shit together. I got to work. And I was like, yeah, I have my shit together too. And that's kind of the magic trick is that I party and I get my shit done. Like, you got to be able to do it. And I had one beer with me. I'm like barely finished it. And I was like, oh.
So you used to get ripped at morning radio though, right?
Oh, fucking
annihilated. And what, whiskey, right?
Whatever they had. It was the fun part of it. It was like, hey, what do you got? The one that made me dude, it was the funnest. The funnest was like, what do you guys have to drink? And they were like, huh? I'm like, what do you have to drink? Let's have a cocktail.
And this is like 6:30 in the morning or
6:30, 7 o'clock. If you found it, what you'd do is you'd find a good radio station. You go and do radio, do like whatever you had to do, the AMs, the talks, the sports, and then they take you to the rock station, like the
big one.
The back in the day was like the Regular Guys or Cowhead or Elliot in the Morning, Preston and Steve. Dude, I used to drink on Preston and Steve and have so much fucking fun that I remember, and they'd be like, we got M. Night Shyamalan coming in. You want to stay, Bert? I'd be like, you got more beers? We got Courtney Love coming in. I'm like, you want to stay? I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And I would be obliterated and say whatever I wanted. It was like having a full fucking pass because everything was funny because you're wasted.
Yeah.
And then they were like, he's been drinking since 6. And then Courtney Love would be like, keep going. I have a picture. Type in Bert and Courtney Love. I think we got wasted together.
Unreal.
We got images. We had such a fun fucking time that morning. I think we did get wasted together. And
you look good there.
Type in Bert and M. Night Shyamalan. That's the rough picture.
Really?
Yeah. That's dude, take the furthest one. Is I'm in a Speedo.
Oof, you don't look so good there.
I'm in a Speedo. And I am just dissecting his movies to him.
How do you like that?
Obliterated.
Do you like it?
Obliterated. He asked me to perform at one of his benefits.
He did?
Yeah, he was like, I fucking. By the way, I'm in a fucking jean shorts Speedo, at this. I've had some.
He looks happy though. He looks like he's.
Yeah,
like,
we had a good time. We had a good time.
That's not you.
He's a really cool guy.
Yeah.
But that was like the funnest.
Is that Bert?
Yeah, that's me.
That's you right there.
Same thing. I had a big beard at the time.
Doesn't even look like you.
I went in. DJ Laz out of Miami was
Yeah.
like the fucking funnest. Is that you'd go into him and he would always have cocktails, and he's a like a legit DJ. So part of the show was like music and playing like that's the same day. Click this, visit this.
You look huge there.
I'm probably the same size I am today.
Oh, I mean, you look good.
Keep. I don't even know what I was drinking there. These are, by the way, 9 times I drank on Preston and Steve. Keep going down. These are 9 times I drank on Preston and Steve.
There's an article about this. They're not loading. You're shirtless there.
Who's am I shirtless with? I don't remember any of these. And that you were going in the next week. You were in Philly the next week, and I left those whiskey bottles for you.
Thanks, buddy. Oof.
Yeah. I wish this was loading. I'd love to see these, dude. It was the funnest.
Maybe do it in another browser. Like.
Oh, the Cardboard Classic was a rough one. We got wasted for that. That was right before COVID. And everyone was like, oh, spit in their hand, touch you. And you're like, yeah. And the next thing you know, DJ Laz is a DJ out of Miami, right? And he had a fucking great show. If you did DJ Laz well, you could sell tickets. What's that? Who's that?
Who is that? Can you
What
make it
does
a little
say?
bigger?
I invited Kathy to sniff me. I'm a
Okay.
good sniffer. Keep going. One of them's going to be, I can tell you the number one is Cinco de Mayo.
It's 2013 right there, bro.
2013. Keep going.
You and Courtney.
And Courtney. Most memorable. That's my most memorable. That is with memes. I don't remember that. Keep going. That's that's M. Night Shyamalan's. That's when I met Night.
Got you.
That's Night.
Yeah.
Keep going.
He's like, this guy's crazy.
Cardboard Classic was we pulled in. We were on tour in like the Poughkeepsie or something. And
It's last year.
Yes, last year, and we pulled in, started drinking, did a radio interview, and then went and rode a cardboard down a hill, a snow.
Wow.
Yeah, that was fucking great. That was us. Yeah, that was a fun one.
That looks fun.
Yeah, keep going. That's same day. Almost got pneumonia there. That was with Rob McElnerney from It's Always Sunny.
Right.
He ended up drinking with me. It was the Eagles were having their Super Bowl parade.
Oh.
And I don't know why I was in town, but I was in town. They're like, hey, you want to come in and do radio? And I was like, yeah. They're like, Rob McElnerney's coming in. And I was like, oh, I love that dude, right?
Yeah.
And like he's hard. He's a big Preston and Steve fan, but he's also a big Philly Eagles guy.
Yeah.
And so we ended up drinking beers, watching the parade. And then I went down to the parade. I had to catch a flight, and this guy goes, I'm trying to get across, and they cross the streets off. And this dude sees me, and he's like, Bert. I go, what? And he goes, you trying to make it to the flight? Because he had heard me on Preston and Steve. I go, yeah. And he goes, not getting across the street, brother. And I said, what do I do? And he goes, kill a beer with me and I'll show you. And I was like, it was like an adventure. So he cracked a beer and he takes me underground and gets me under the street. I was like, oh, and he goes, kill another beer with me. I was like, fuck yeah. All right, keep going. Let's see. That was us at the number one has got to be Kathy's Quinceañera. Oh, that was a fucking fun one. That was Kathy.
What are you drinking there? Those Tito's and soda?
This was for a call in sick to work day. So this was Cinco de Mayo
And it
in
called the
Philly.
machine, and he promptly replied, fuck yeah. And the rest is history. Okay.
And we threw a quinceañera because it was Cinco de Mayo. They threw a quinceañera for Kathy.
Okay.
And I
Scroll down.
I
There's more.
played her father-in-law. By the way, I'm certain we'd probably be canceled for all of this these days. We brought in a mariachi band.
Was she
mariachi
turning
band.
15?
She was older than 15. But she had never had any kind of debutante or anything.
Oh, I got
So
you.
Cinco de Mayo, they threw a quinceañera, and I played the part of her father.
Gotcha.
And so I dressed in my Guayabera and my red pants, and then I went straight to the club and did a Call Sick to Work show and had a fucking blast. Philly's been a good home to me, man.
Philly's awesome.
Philly's been a great. Okay, top 5 places.
down.
Top 5 places in the. There we go. Top 5 places in the country where you feel like it's almost like a second home.
There's
You got to
a
just
bonus
go.
one, too. Hold on,
What's
there's
the
a
bonus one? Oh, yeah. I got wasted and said I could do a 65-mile bike ride from Philly to
I remember
Atlantic
this.
City.
Yeah.
And they were like, no way. And I partied all night and then showed up the next day with my bike. And I rode my bike to fucking Atlantic City from Philly. That was a huge mistake.
Also the day you learned about
Uncrustables. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely remember that.
Okay. That's great.
The top 5
5
places in cities in America where you feel like it's a second home.
Where I just feel like comfortable. Right?
Where you go there and you go, I've been coming to the city so much. This feels like I feel like if a fan recognizes me, they actually know me because I've been coming here so much.
Yeah.
You can't say Florida because Florida's kind of, Florida's like, Tampa's like it is my home. So I can't say Florida, but you can say Florida if you want.
No, I would say actually for me, it would be Denver. I feel
Really?
super comfortable there. I would step out of the United States and say Vancouver, then Seattle, Chicago.
That's so interesting.
And then probably, I really like Boston and Philly a lot.
Okay.
Those are the places where I feel like really at ease. I don't feel like, where am I? I really feel at ease in those cities. So that's I guess I'll just hit 6.
I feel like the cities that are like second homes to me, meaning like is probably DC,
Yeah.
Philly. Philly is probably Ohio, like all of Ohio. I feel like there's 9 homes in Ohio because I feel like I've gone to Ohio so much.
So much, yeah.
So much. I've gone to Ohio.
Yeah, I should probably add them too. And also, I left out Minneapolis, which I always feel very comfortable in.
I'm trying to think. Probably Arizona.
Really?
I've been going to Arizona for so long.
Long time.
That I feel like I actually know Arizona.
Every time I play Phoenix is a good time. Every
Phoenix
time.
is always a fucking blast. And then maybe I'd say, it's interesting because Chicago never had radio. You never had radio to do.
And
Chicago.
I didn't play Chicago a lot. It's just I'm listing places that like when I go there, I'm just like, yeah, I want to stay here. Like, I
okay,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we should probably go. I gotta go do a fucking.
Oh yeah, you gotta.
Pre-op. I gotta fucking move. I gotta move everything. This fucking.
You're
this
gonna
is
be-
the
and
last
listen.
time you'll see me with me using my arm.
You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be totally.
I'm,
Yes,
I'm actually really nervous now.
You're gonna be really fine. I promise you. This is not what you think it is. It's gonna be totally fine.
Or it's exactly what I think it is.
Really unlikely you're gonna die.
We just looked at the odds.
It's unlikely.
Yeah, but yeah.
You might have I don't know, respiratory system shuts down or something, but that's not gonna lead.
Guys,
Do you want to say a last message? Just in case.
Red Rock, September 8th. Cleveland, Ohio. Those are the big venues I'm playing.
I love your family, and I'll always be there.
What should I do with my left hand last time on this show?
Hold your dick, man. I love you.
This is Bert Kreischer for the last time for 4 months using my left arm, signing off. From this point on, you will only see us braced and our arms like this. Hey, we should have thought of what we're going to do challenge-wise with our left arms when we get them back.
I think yours is going to work a lot better than mine for a while.
Well, you know what we should do is we should talk about it. We should talk about it when we get our braces, and I'll see you in Austin.
Okay.
We'll do next podcast will be in Austin, right?
Probably.
And I'll have my brace, and you'll have your brace.
Be great.
Can't wait.
You're going to be fine, dude.
Can I take a Xanax today, you think? I should.
I would ask.
I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
All right.
And unlikely anaphylactic shock, unlikely to be in cardiac
It was
arrest.
great seeing you guys. Love you, Tommy.
Bye. Love you.
Bert and Tom, Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call two bears, one cave. No scripts, a bit of booze, amateur partology. Dirty jokes, raunchy humor, no apologies. Here's what we call two bears, one cave.